Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I go by the name of Caution, Mr. 700. Get myself in frame here. Make sure the people can see you. Hold on. You're now tuned in to Allova Radio.
Hey.
We're live from Dallas, Texas, 8204 Elmbrook Drive.
What it do?
Call it headquarters. You can call it whatever you like. We are here with a very illustrious guest. He goes by the name of Shaquan Bivins.
Yes,
What's
sir.
good? What's good all over radio? What's good all over?
It's been a minute, man. I know the last time you came on, it was a while back. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Different person, time, does that to you. Everything changes.
Absolutely.
How's everything been with you, my brother?
Blessed, man. Blessed and favored, still doing all my music grind, couple side hustles and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Getting into the merchandising,
So listen, before we even get too deeply into that, bro.
Yeah.
I see my guy in a movie.
Man, yeah, they was like, yo, is that Idris Elba? I was like, nah, man, that's me, bro.
I was at I did the media premiere of Mojo Savage. Shout out to my guy Kagan Black. We went out to Arlington at the Studio Movie Grill. I just kind of went on a dolo mission to check the movie out before they did the screening.
Yeah.
I see a rap scene come up, see my guy up there. I'm like, oh, they got my guy in the fucking movie, man. How was that? That
was really cool, man. Me and Kay, we got rapport
Facts.
From it's escaping my mind right now. From the previous film he did, excuse me.
Facts.
But from that he reached out. I had a song called Winning, featuring Sam Harvey that he considered using for the closing credits, but we just didn't get the timing with everything right. And when the time came, he was like, hey man, I got this scene. You don't really need to know anything besides your own rap. You need to just be you. And so I just was a rapper.
Right. That was dope though, man. I seen you pop up there. And I mean, it's also dope to be able to be in a movie and doing some shit you do naturally. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like a big, I got to prepare for this role and all these lines. That's my biggest fear about doing anything like that. So shout out to you for that, man, and expanding the portfolio. You know what I'm saying? You got some Tubi work in.
Hey, what's funny is that part, that's what makes me want to do it more, like having to be in a spot where, because my buddy out in California, he's an actor, and I hear him talk about his stuff. He's done like the NFL Madden commercial stuff, and it's just like, you be learning like not only words but also emotions, things like that. You got to be a whole character no matter what it is. So
that's super dope.
It's got me wanting to do headshots and the whole nine, to be quite frank.
Right. Considering taking acting classes?
I'd like to. Yeah,
that's dope.
Sincerely, yeah. Especially like coming into 24, it's like shit.
Right. Well, that's dope, man. Anything lined up as far as that's going forward? Is just kind of playing it by ear.
Right now, there's another film that used my music, Beauty of a Blank Space. That just actually sold for Undisclosed. And so I got like a whole deal with that. I'm hoping it irons itself out. And, everybody got them aspirations. You want to see your stuff on, not only in people's cars, but on the screen.
Right. That's a fact. That's a fact. No, man. So I definitely, I talked to, Rakim about the same thing and Juice about the same thing. What were some of the intricate parts of acting that you found different than you may have imagined going into it? Like, what's something you learned that you probably wouldn't have known had you not done it?
Because it was such a quick scene. The roughest part I had probably was with the microphone under the shirt. It's like, John, I wasn't really used to nothing like that. It's already a hot day in Texas. I'm out here in a black Malcolm X t-shirt.
Oh yeah. He was going through it.
Yeah, that mic placement is a beast, bro. Especially them wireless joints. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep the other part in the back pocket type deal. Make it look smooth.
You got a behind the scene story? See anything crazy happen while you was up there? Just normal business as usual.
Yeah, it was pretty casual. Rakim's funny as fuck. He's always
as usual. It's hard to keep a straight face. I told him, you being the villain in the movie, bro, is crazy to me. Like watching him play the role.
Come on, like in real life, you're like, come on, Rob. What's going on, bro?
Coolest guy I know. And also, shout out to you, bro. Hold on, before we even get too deep, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you for the bottle. My boy came in here prepared.
Hey, that's what everybody
can see. You feel me? When real niggas show up, Thugs Mansion, bro, that's what you bring.
That nigga said Thugs Mansion.
Niggas need a spot where we can kick it. We belong. That's just for us, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my boy for that, man.
That's word.
Man, so talk about, bro, what, as far as the music goes, what you working on, anything in the pipeline as far as that goes, man. I know you got people waiting on it.
Man, I want to do this. I hope you're listening to Situation.
Facts.
And it's just one of those things where I'm really starting to become too much of a perfectionist with.
Of course, that's how it always is.
Everybody, everybody's the biggest character in their own movie. So when I'm listening to it, I'm like, yo,
you already got all the tracks laid.
This shit out. They're laid, but they're just, it's always, I'm hearing something. I'm like, yo,
gotta change it.
Slow down, simmer down,
What do they call that? Like, it was a term that they used for it, like demoitis or something like that, to where you just keep going over the same shit over and over again, thinking it's never ready.
That very well could be it if you want to diagnose me,
That's a fact. Listen, you know what I'm saying? All it takes is to get it to the people that you trust, you know what I'm saying, and get that information from them, see how it sounds, because a fresh set of ears always helps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Is it more so of the sonically that you're going for that you're not comfortable with, or is it the track listing? Like, what's really the holdup?
Yeah, the clarity, because there's just specific people, like you were saying, second set of ears.
Facts.
There's certain people that I want to be a part of the recording process specifically, and making those plays. It's sometimes hard to get the schedule, so I have 3 or 4 songs that are prepared by the Brody, and then it's shout to Platt down in Austin. I got 3 or 4 of them, already knocked out, and then the other ones I'm done back home, and you plan for people, and they're like, yeah, this is cool, this is vibey.
Right.
When you're like, this ain't even the shit though. Right. Hearing, bread and butter. This
because in your mind, and this is one thing as an artist you can struggle with, is like you have an idea of what something is going to come out sounding like in your head before you record it. My biggest issue with that is once it's laid and I have everything out there, if it doesn't sound how I thought it was going to sound, then I'm always going to keep tweaking until it gets there. But then it's like sometimes you have to come to the realization like, hey, it may not ever get there. You see what I'm saying? So maybe this isn't one of those, but as far as your recording process, man, tell people about, how you go into the situation. Like, what do you do to get ready for a song? Like, are you writing before? Are you in the studio writing? Like, what's your process?
I try my best to avoid being in the studio writing unless it's a vibe like we all go in on a block and we're like, yo, let's make a party of it. Let's, do something fresh. But otherwise, I feel it's better time spent getting the track together, rehearsing it, whether you lay down the reference at home, I think, you get your home setup going.
Facts.
And then you get to where you're really comfortable. Whoever's engineering it, you knock that out.
Which is a big deal. You record at home?
I record references at home.
Okay, then get it to the studio. Gotcha. See, that's probably the process I would take. I was always kind of skeptical about recording myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I wouldn't know what to do. Like even with this shit that we do here, I'm still a little bit on the edge about like recording myself. Normally I'm filming somebody else and their work, but like recording yourself is a whole different situation. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
As far as that process goes, you just lay the whole joint down and then go to the studio, tweak it and contort it and shit like that.
Yeah. So, because I try not to press too hard on all the lyrics when doing like the first 2 takes, because it's really gonna be like a freestyle. It's like, oh, that was a good melody. That little last 4 bars right there, I could use that to such and such. So, I try
writing to or off the head.
So it's a mix of both, because like I'll do 4 or 5 to 6 freestyle takes where I'm just like lay it down, and then backdoor that and start playing them back, and then picking the pockets that I like most and be like, oh, I could use this melody as actually a hook versus
right,
that sort of thing.
No, that's dope. I think that's a good barometer of like a person's. It's a mental exercise. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to remember your bars and going into it. I think I smoke too much for that shit though. I've tried it. Like if I record it right and then I just go ahead and like listen to it over and over again, then I got it in my mind. I can go lay that shit easily. But just going in the studio, 4 bars, punching in, listening to it, 4 bars. I don't have that type of time. Like if I had that type of time, maybe, but that's really the main like deterrent from that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that comes back to the party vibe. You know, like if it's the atmosphere for it, for sure. Really, another bit, I feel like a big deterrent right now is this whole like streaming setup.
Right.
I feel like it's just so accessible. Once it's out there, and it's like I feel a lot of people are forcing the hand for their music.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, well, like the same way you were saying, sometimes you don't need to stress it. Other times you need to sit with that motherfucker.
Yeah, for real though. Give that shit some time. No, I agree with that wholeheartedly. And shout out to my brother BMZ, aka Be Original in the building as well. He's trying to hide from the camera and the sounds of bro. Listen, this is what we do. So if you see a camera get moved, if you see a cord hanging out, if you hear some static in the camera, that's just what it is, bro. Nobody's a perfectionist. We're not here to be perfect. But no, man, definitely glad to have you here. Give me me, what's your favorite project you've ever done?
Personally, 99 Camera Music 1 for sure.
And so you're a volume guy. You'll go volume 1. I mean, part 2, part 1.
Yeah.
Is it a continuation of the same sound that you're going for? Or is it just keeping the vibe?
It's the sound versus actually the content. Like, I think with I Hope You're Listening To, the first one, I was just so, I was just a sad boy type shit. Like I had bars on there, but it was more like, damn, I can't believe my life just turned into this. And then with this one, I wanted the same emotional transparency, but like on a more broader scale. Like not only do you get those cuts where it's kind of personal, but it's like I'm also pop shit in a way where it's like, yeah, you might get offended. It's sort of like in that lane where someone could just take it and wear it, and then you get the tracks with just a bunch of euphemisms. I like to say. It's just exaggerated. You just want to have fun with it.
Is it a cap to these volumes, or are you just gonna keep going as high as you can get, like 37, 20, 49? Like,
I Hope You're Listening 138.
That's what I'm saying. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
are you still listening?
Yeah. Is anybody there?
That's a good question though. I like
I think it's just the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like when we did 99 1 and 2, it was because it was just back to back. We had like some of 2 were songs that I was like, no, let's just keep 1 5 cuts and then we can start on number 2 now.
I got you.
And so did it like that. And then this one, I just feel like the time was right with where life is, where that kind of describes it. Like,
okay, I got you.
All right, man. So look, any because I see all the time, and maybe it's because I'm catching up on a lot of shit, but I see you posting shit all the time. Any new releases here recently? What's the most recent shit you released?
So recently I've released Anybody, produced by Willie Wave. That's something really vibey. I'm actually in the process of kind of moving that track for someone else to acquire. You know what I'm saying? So that's hopefully gonna work itself out.
You're part of the whole ghostwriting community, huh?
Hey, I love to inspire, man. I love to inspire.
It all pays, man. It all pays.
Got Shack This Jack that I dropped. I'm just trying to clean out, what's in there, like what's in the file book, and just push it out so I can kind of force the hand of getting this project out.
Facts. So in terms of like time frame wise, what you looking at? Starting next year? We popping off the first quarter with some shit?
Yeah, if not sooner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
definitely.
See, look, I'm trying to give you some time. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's there. It's really something I think when I feel it, I'm gonna just be like, all right, yeah, let's wrap this on up. Let's start rolling out. Because it comes with more than just putting the music out for me. Like you've seen my shows, it's like a rollout is a full rollout. That's how I like to do it. If I'm gonna do it, I want to have funds for me to go to California, New York, these random, Miami shows in the events, and have a product in hand versus drop it and then sit on my fucking hands because I spend all my money on nonsense.
Right.
Facts. I'm right there with you.
So if I may just go on a quick little something.
Go ahead.
I feel like music itself is just really over accessible right now. And I think that there's a lane, because I've been really plotting on this idea. I want to put it out there because someone might be able to envelop even greater, where like maybe you put your singles or you put a smaller batch on there initially, but then you have a physical, like if the majors were like, yo, we're going to put it all on vinyl. And then when you get the vinyl, there's a specific QR, there's a specific something that gets you your streaming access.
Right.
But now you've actually the artist is going to eat greater off this album sale more than those streams initially. I mean, over time, if it blows, you're great. But something where like the streaming should meet the artist somewhere. We're like, yo, yeah, we'll provide you a code, a access point to sell to people. Now you're not getting 2 cents on it. You're getting $8.95, and then you sell it for $10. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah, I think the streaming aspect, people, especially with artists, in the independent realm, are starting to understand that it's kind of a ripoff. You see what I'm saying? No matter who you're going through as far as distribution, you may get a little bit more here and there. But I think the format does need to be altered. It does need to be centered. And maybe it's not for the primary streaming services. Maybe that's not where we need to be. Maybe we need to be funneling things through our own channels to be able to control that monetarily and not have somebody cutting into it like we talked about earlier. Because the middleman is what's killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like if, say for instance, if I knew only 100 people listened to this, but I got 100% of whatever it was, or I got 80% of whatever it was that came with it, I wouldn't mind only having 100 streams. But I think the fact of knowing I'm not getting much off of this, I got to get 1 million streams to even see something that's remotely feasible. You see what I'm saying? And so I've had a lot of conversations, and even with like the YouTube shit, bro, like, people feel like they're popping because they get 1,000 or 2,000 views on YouTube. It's like, bro, do you see the people that's up and coming and what they get on their videos? whether it's righteous or not, you're still seeing 2 to 3 million views.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not there, then you need to broaden your scope a little bit to understand like where you are in the whole scheme of things. But how do you feel about, you know, the underground scene where you are? Not even underground. I don't like underground. Like, take the term away. Underground is not something that I feel like. I prefer up and coming.
Okay.
How do you feel the up and coming scene here in the city is, as far as like what they perpetuate versus what you experience?
I think it's busy. I think it's just an untapped. I think it's an untapped like mass market.
Even
like
still?
Yeah, because the people who have people that fuck with them, I'm noticing strongly only fuck with them. Like, you don't the mixed crowd or like the eclectic crowd isn't always there, where like you're not gonna see A's crowd with B's crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And I feel like if someone were to take the time to not take themselves so seriously, or
just
not
answer my question,
not try to be the rapper, because I feel like there's the image of either you're, I'm gonna get it out the mud, or you're shining like a mug, and then there's just this middle piece.
Right.
And if people took the time to just be themselves, you can capture all of that shit. I feel. You can just walk in any room, you know.
Yeah, and I think that's an ego thing. I think the biggest thing with the artist is the ego, bro. Like, I feel like that's where most of us lose at, because we have this perception of who we are and how we want to be presented, and what, you know, how people view us. And so sometimes if you got to build with another artist, the main concern is who's last on the bill. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or who's co-headlining this shit. And it's like, come on, bro. Like, I think the main thing for one is everybody needs to figure out how to be getting paid for these shows. For one, let's start at the
learn your business there
at the top. Facts. Because if you're doing free shows at this phase in your life, then you can't really say that you're the man if you can't have a demanding price for what you're doing.
Come on.
Whether it's you selling tickets or not. I'm not against selling tickets either. Especially if I get to a certain amount sold, I get an amount back, I'm cool with that.
If you have a fan base, you shouldn't have no problem selling tickets.
Let's dump off the first 25 and then get some back on these.
So somebody telling you come sell tickets, bet I got a crazy fan base.
I
got these all crazy.
And respectfully, when it comes to those shows, like you said, 25, bro. If you ain't getting 25 heads,
people,
like, you need to reevaluate your approach on people.
What is the problem? 25 heads first, and then everything after that is yours, or you get 50% back. However they want to structure it. I see a lot of conversations about that where people feel like they have a problem with it, and I never understood that.
I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a huge fan of it. Because you're paying the home, you're paying the house as you promote it as well. Right. You know what I'm saying? I think there's still wiggle room there, but that's your own business. It's I don't think that's a wrong approach as far as
no, not at all. Not at all.
Hey, you know, to each their very own. I hope everybody eats out here.
Yeah, and you know, how you promote your shows, how you promote it. I understand being closer to, you know, the venue side of it and seeing how it works. I understand how the venue has an expectation of tickets sold prior to as well. So you're trying to cover that. You're also trying to fill it up for whoever that primary artist is. So the opening act selling tickets brings people. The whole play, I get it. And I mean, I can't even think of the last time I had to sell tickets at a show. It's been so long. Not like like I said, I'm not against it. It's just fortunately the last few I've had to do, I haven't had to go through that. To be able to qualify to perform, that's the word, which is that right there is different. Yeah, man. I think now it's like, how do you promote it? But like, even now, bro, I'm so out of touch with like performing here. You know what I'm saying? Here in the city specifically. Like, shit, if it's somebody I can open for or get out there in front of, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. I saw you were out in what? Denver?
Last couple shows is like Florida and Atlanta and shit like that.
Okay.
I'm trying to get back out there too, man. If I can find myself in Miami for Art Basel again this year's love. I put the word out there. Shout out to the big homie Dan at Clockwork Music. They got Freddie Gibbs out there. They got Stove Got Cooks, and then it was one other person that I'm missing right now. Those are the three that they put out there. And so it was the same show I did last year, same time. They run a festival. Skatebird in Miami is crazy. It's literally a big ass skate park, bro. They cut that bitch in half and put a big ass stage on one side of it, and the rest of it, the audience is literally standing a bit on the floor, and the rest of us are standing on the damn skate park type shit. Okay. They had weed sales out there. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, is weed legal in Florida type shit? I didn't even know. Like,
Florida's
they had
active like that.
I guess so, bro. Like, shit, niggas was walking around getting high and shit. So dope event, bro. Super dope. But just more of that type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we can encourage, get involved with some of these booking agencies outside of the city as well.
I'm gonna have to tap in with you.
Sell yourself to people, bro. bro, because these are people that don't know you. They just looking for, you know, who, if I do a show out here, can you, bring 25 fucking people?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And if you can, you good to go type shit. So definitely appreciate you coming out, man. Anything you want the people to know, you know, anything you got.
Matter of fact, I got one last question for you real quick.
This
is kind of a 2-part question. So it's what, 2 months before end of 2023?
Facts.
What's the end goal for 2023? And what's the big goal for 2024? If that makes sense.
I've been so much on my personal mission. I want to keep it, you know, an artist. With 2023, I think the biggest mission would be to either release or complete. I hope you're listening to, for sure. And then with 2024, get back on the main stage of it, like, you know, pushing how it was, because I've taken, you know, that brief hiatus, and it's kind of cool to sit back and watch for a minute and really experience life again. So I would say 2024 is really about, hey, I'm booked again. Like,
It's growth. Okay, I took a break for growth. Don't get it fucked up type shit.
Yeah, facts.
No, man, we hope for much success for you, my brother. I'm glad you chose to came out and fuck with us today.
Most definitely the Thugs Mansion. You already know what
That's
it is.
What it is, man.
That's the new name of this. Thugs Mansion.
Only for us though. When my corporate people are here, this is Allova Media Studios. My name is John Brown.
But if y'all want to start calling it Thugs Mansion too,
for real, these know what it is, man. Okay, I was going off of I seen some of the reviews for the studio.
Yeah,
and somebody put a shout out to John Brown. We call him Caution though. I was like, oh, okay, I appreciate who.
Let's go.
But no, man, shout out to you, my brother. This won't be the last time you come through. You will see him on here again as soon as it comes out. I'm hoping I can get the first interview. You know what I'm saying? Let us pass this around and where it needs to go. And man, like I said, much success to you. All over radio. Caution, Mr. 700, my brother Ayo Clark. We got my boy Ian here on the camera. We got my guy BMZ in here. Be original. We're gonna see if we can get some bars from this nigga, but if you don't want to, I ain't gonna press him.
It's on camera. Let's do it.
Rappers rap. Rappers rap.
Rappers rap. Appreciate y'all coming out, man. Y'all be easy.